ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy, what do we think of the new intro? How about that? All right, it is January 17th. It's Wednesday. Welcome back to another episode of the Plum Wild Podcast. I am Nathan Waddell, and as always, I'm joined in the booth by my best friend, Damian Kiefer.
Good morning.
Tonight's episode is presented by Matjoulis-Seay Speedshop. Matjoulis-Seay Speedshop is the number one community to join, to learn, and to win. I'm a part of that community now, and I can attest to this. The setups are fast, the community is strong, and someone is always there to help. Use code PLUMWILD for 15% off at checkout. That's code PLUMWILD. Big thanks to Matjoulis-Seay Speedshop for coming on board to sponsor today's episode, another episode. We got a good bit to catch up on, but first, how are we doing today, Keith?
It's not bad. We're doing.
Yeah.
Car's almost finished. Finished most of the race car today. The body is finished. Got a few more suspension things to finish up and a radiator mount. Other than that, I'm ready to roll for East Bay. Got tires already.
When is East Bay?
It's the 29th. It's still like 12 days.
12 days? Okay.
I think, but
12 days for me to tell my boss, hey, I'm not going to be there.
yeah, I've been making a lot of laps in iRacing here lately and just kind of get tuned up for the racing season in real life and feeling kind of in form right now. I'm starting to feel really good. I was in an official earlier. I was a squirrel the first 10 laps, but I was going to be really good the last 40, and I knew that. I just knew it. And I started rolling there, and I was feeling good, and just got a little debacle, but it happens. And we had NWRA there, so we can talk about that. And you had a pretty decent night,
dude. So y'all probably saw the clip. I know if you watched the podcast,
I'm upset.
You heard
about this.
You heard.
I'm upset that we didn't have one.
Well, you heard me bitching about inverts last week. Not a fan, but Eddie took an idea from Lyndon Whitfield that I thought was a fantastic idea for the league, referring to inverts. So the way it was just 4-car or 3-car whatever invert for the heats every week, and obviously I wasn't a fan. So Lyndon's idea was that the quick time person, the person that qualifies pole gets $10, right? But the idea is the quick time has the ability, the option to choose whether they want the $10 or the invert, or to run straight up. So they take the $10, we do the invert. That's it. They don't take the $10, we don't do an invert. That $10 then rolls to the next week. So it could.
I'm going to add something to this after we're done talking about NWRA.
So a 10-week season, and we started this on week 2. That could be up to $90 that the pole sitter has to choose whether they want $90 or to start pole of their heat race. And I love it because I almost would be willing to bet that no one's going to take the money until it gets to about $50 or $60.
That's where I come into play, but continue.
But I also, we all knew week 1 of this, which is week 2, is at Lanier. Nobody was taking the invert, or nobody was taking the money for the invert. So we had Dylan Yeager qualify pole. He didn't take the money. What I'm trying to say. And I didn't qualify well. You didn't qualify well either. But you qualified 2 spots better than me.
I qualified right next to you.
There was one car in between us because we both finished third in our heat race. And
if I qualified 18th, Nathan qualified 20th. Yeah. I think that was relatively close.
It was something like that. I mean, that sounds about right. And
I think we both started 4th in the heat race.
Yep, and we both finished
third.
Yeah,
and then Nathan gets lucky again and gets to be able to get below me on the start again, and then I get caught up behind people. And
that track Listen, I
You are
told
the luckiest man alive on the first start of the race. I don't even want to say
bullshit.
it. I don't
I'm
want to
never
hear.
the
Yes.
luckiest guy. I'm
No, you passed
that
8
night I
cars.
was.
You
No,
had
I
8
didn't.
people move it. No, you had 4.
I went from
You had 4.
16th to 13th in a couple of laps. All right.
Yes, they all moved out of your way.
No, they
In
didn't.
front of me. Yes.
I told my chat, because I was live streaming this. I told my chat that
I was
like,
also following you.
I said, all right,
Curious.
this is a very locked down track. Eddie did not reset it, which is a whole different conversation that we'll get into. But
God damn, Eddie.
I knew it was going to be locked down right around the bottom. I said, I'm going to have to be a little bit more aggressive tonight than I usually am. And so we got a couple of spots there early, and I just kind of decided, this is just how it's got to be. If somebody does it to me, I'm not going to be upset, because that's just the only way to pass. I felt I had the fastest car on that track. We were just rolling right around the bottom, everybody's single file, and I would just kind of drive it in a little harder to move, to get them a little bent out of shape, get up under them, and then not give them very much room in the next corner whenever I'm under them. I hate having to do that, but I mean, like I said, what else am I supposed to do there? And so I was actually like, the night went from not very great, starting 16th in the feature, to a 4th place finish, and I still think I had the fastest car on the track there at the end. I was all over Chase Barbara, but you, on the other hand, did not have quite the best night. What happened?
We had a great race car.
Yeah?
Great race car. I was watching lap times, comparing ourselves, but I just kept getting stuck in traffic, and then I got bent out of shape, and I was just pissed after that, which is natural.
Yeah. You claimed that the top was good.
Yes. 100%.
I still
I don't know what the other 23 brain dead drivers were doing on NWRA at Lanier the other night. I don't even care. Shut up. You could shut up. If any of you had some knowledge there, you could have went up top and went 4/10 faster than any other person in the field. Granted, because you had a Port Royal cushion to just go up there and it just because I went up there and I'm talking, my relative, whenever I hit it, was 4/10 in the green, and if I could have made it through 1 and 2, it would have been 8/10 in the green. But people washed up onto my lane, and I just tried to cut it down. I just passed.
That wasn't going to work.
It took me 14 laps to pass 2 people like that. I wasn't going to wait another 14 laps to pass 2 more people like that, because I got spun out by a squirrel.
Well,
or I got spun.
What?
But then we had a remake of it. But yeah.
Where do you stand on the reset or no reset? Because
we should have had a reset.
We should have had a reset. 1,000%.
Because
here's the thing. Eddie said, "Oh, it's just going to end up this way anyways."
No.
Then fucking let's reset it then, and hope that at some point during this race there's opportunities for better racing. I don't understand. Yeah. We called it. I said it last week.
A 5-minute warm up, and run all 5 minutes of it. Just run. It's going to be slick. You know how slick it's going to be after 5 minutes of 24 people running on it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, granted, not going to run it the whole time, but it's going to be pretty. Like, it's going to get slick.
Yeah.
And it's going to race well, because you're going to have 2-3 lanes eventually open up. You're going to have 2 lanes off the start, and 1 lane's going to be more dominant than the other. Yes, but the track's going to change probably 4 or 5 lines through that, where before it only changes once.
It literally it was.
And it didn't really change. I ran the bottom the whole race too. Yeah,
I ran the bottom. No joke. I was so fast. I feel like if I was in clean air, like out front. And here's the other thing, Keith, and I told you this off stream, that sure, the top might have worked, but
you couldn't race it because everyone, in order to run the bottom, you have to wash out.
And I knew that without a reset, it was going to be most likely 99% bottom. So right. I have a setup from CFM that's Lanier bottom feature. Which one do you think I'm going to put in? And where do you think it's probably not going to be the best? So most of the people in that field probably set up to run the bottom. Sure, the top might have been okay for a little bit, but like, we're going to be on the bottom. We should have had a reset. I called it last week. I was like, we should have had a reset at Lernerville. I think. A reset, work the track in a little bit. Maybe the track's a little more racy.
Lernerville really needs a reset in like almost every car.
And then Lanier, freaking big blocks were there last week, and that track was one lane the whole time, no reset. And Eddie just says, "What?
Gosh dang it, Eddie, we need you to listen."
Come on, Eddie. I mean, 2 weeks in a row, I'm sitting here complaining about NWRA. I hope Eddie knows that I do love him.
Then we had big blocks
league.
Tuesday.
Yeah, you had big blocks.
That's big blocks Tuesday. I qualified 3rd or 4th, one of the two. Won my heat race. I smacked them in the heat race.
Yeah,
I was feeling pretty good in the big block feature. I was rolling there.
Cedar Lake, you said?
Yeah, Cedar Lake. Feature was rolling there, third and 4th. I was racing with Chance. I was trying to get by Chance. I just couldn't get by him cleanly. And then Andrew Clark decided to spin me. I did. I full spun on entry of 1. Well, he ended up. What happened was, me and Chance were side by side. Okay. Andrew Clark was on the top, and they tried to come down, and he caught my quarter panel.
Left rear?
And then never lifted. Yes.
He caught your left rear?
Yeah.
So he spun you around this way, like.
No. Like, well, yeah, but like uphill.
Jesus.
And I went, whoop, and I completely caught it. And you know, 1 and 2 there, where like the tires are.
Yeah.
So I spun out before the tires, and I cut across straight through the field, through the tire. Like I didn't hit, like, if you know what I'm talking about, just straight through the tires there. Pond like just right by it. Came back out like 13th, drove back up to 7th. I had a really good race car, and I felt like I was winning that race again. I'm getting really good. Not really good. I'm feeling good. And I had a really good setup, but 7th ain't bad. I'm still 2nd in points. So
you're 2nd in points?
I think I'm tied for 2nd in points.
I'm 2nd in points for NWRA, and we go to Knoxville next week. We'll get into that later. We'll get into that later whenever we're going, what we're looking forward to. So over the weekend, or since the last podcast, we had the wrap up of the Wild West Shootout. Larson
finally got a win down there.
He beats Bobby Pierce, good old Booby Pierce.
Takes the 100K from Bobby Pierce for the bonus.
Bobby was rolling. I think that it could have been a good race. I think there was a lot of comments. I was looking at like the replay of it, and like on the Flow Racing highlights, and there was so many comments like, oh, "Damn, Larson cut his tire down," and I'm like, Bobby admitted that tire was going down before Larson even made contact, and even Larson thought he did it in the post race interview. I guess they cleared it up later, but I think that could have been a really good race. But
it happens.
We were robbed of a really good race, but Larson was rolling.
And then Pierce on a roll off the rip. I know everyone kind of he wins races, but he's still on a roll. I called
it last year.
And then we had
I still have the Facebook post to prove it. I said
Logan Seavey goes back to back.
Did he was it back to back?
Yeah.
Nice.
And the old Swindell Speed Lab car. Dude, that thing was pretty sweet.
What were they saying about Cannon McIntosh? What was it? What's the hashtag?
Oh my.
Can't drive Cannon?
Can't drive Cannon.
Wrecked old Tinez, right?
Dude, that was disgusting.
I saw the slider. It was not great.
Bad.
That looked like some of the sliders that I'll toss on you.
Dude, on a iRacing, I'd be livid. Could you, in real life, I'm out of the car.
I mean, that was kind of not the not really not no. And I like Tinez. I don't really pay attention to the midget scene much, but I like old Tinez, and to see it ended like that, it's unfortunate. But so that was Vado Chili Bowl. What do you want to say to everyone about the recent rumors of an Apex V2? What's this about? What do you want to say about that? Huh?
Oh my goodness!
I have that down here. I want to know.
We don't even know.
You don't even know?
No, like I'm saying as a group, like Apex V2 is pretty much a group chat on Facebook that said, you know what, let's fucking race again. And I don't even know if we raced. We'll probably just still hang out in Discord. And we were never really like in Apex. I would say just never really like. Apex is a group of friends. At the end of the day, Apex is a group of friends that want to race kind of together. We like each other.
It's not a
But
setup shop; it's an idea.
V2 is just like a meme as of right now. We're still, I don't know what's
Apex is a
happening.
state of
I
mind.
don't, yeah.
I want it. I actually
I really have no idea. Like, I'm just like there along for the ride, and like I've been in Discord and hanging out with the guys over there because I I don't have anyone else to hang out besides Nathan. Just so you guys know, Nathan's like my only friend.
wow. I
Wow, that was
actually
depressing.
I
Um,
okay. I actually made it a point to bring this up so that I could make it clear to anyone watching that just because you're hearing, rumors of Apex forming again or whatever, I'm not planning on leaving, Matjoulis-Seay Speedshop. I might, still hang out with those guys. Kiefer is obviously still my guy. I'm gonna hang out with him and everything, but I'm not leaving CFM or anything. It's not like that.
if Apex Industries is anything, it's going to be a team, and it's
Right.
not going to be a shop. It is going to be something. I don't, and that's a big it.
Right.
We might all be like, you know what, in 2 weeks, back where we were at this time last year, and say, oh, we're getting, because racing season's starting, and Nick's a racer, and Nick is a big majority of it. When its racing season starts, we'll probably slow down. We might not. Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. That's what, like.
Oh boy. We also
the V2 looks cool,
Yeah, the V2. We also got new intros. I already mentioned it, but I wanted to give another shout out to Tanner Folds. He made an intro for both my streaming, my regular iRacing streams have a new intro with the music and everything. We have a new intro for the podcast here, which is it all looks really nice. And I also got new YouTube intros made, so for whenever I make YouTube videos, if I ever do that. We had let's see, we had the drunk stream. Don't want to talk about that shit too much. Oh Jesus, the drunk stream.
Can we get some bits donated? I'll drink.
No, that's
Here,
off the table now.
The next drunk stream, can we just?
There is no next drunk stream.
Just put me on the camera. Just get me hammered.
I mean,
that would be quality
It's
entertainment.
the D Keefe takeover for the next drunk stream. It
Well,
started out great.
Like, I could. What if I came over?
Okay, now you're talking my language. Now this is sounding more enticing. I like this actually.
I'm still waiting on the room with the broadcast. Like, if I came down there, we'd have to get a podcast room set up and everything.
I like that. No, I like that a lot. I remember. It's funny. I remember setting up the controller, and that was the last thing that we did before the stream died.
We didn't even race it.
We didn't even race it. No, I remember setting it up, and I remember trying to make some laps. I think I got up to go pee for about the 10th time because I've been drinking. And then, no, I didn't throw up or anything. And then I just remember coming back and sitting down. I don't remember turning the stream off. I remember going and laying down on the couch. And apparently, and I learned this the other day, Caleb Durgan had called me to make sure that I was okay.
And, we thought you died. Like, you didn't even respond. Like, Hannah texted me, and she's like, "What happened to Nathan?" I'm like, "Dude disappeared."
She sent her sister over to make check on me. But
well, Hannah asked me how you were doing, and this is how I answered, and I said, "He's dead." And then
no fucking wonder her sister came over to check on me.
and then I forgot to answer for like 30 minutes.
You asshole. No, but Durgan.
I said dead, like DED, no A. So like dead.
So yeah, okay. But Durgan,
I felt like that was a given.
Durgan called me, and this is what he told me. This is how the conversation transpired. I answered, and he said, "Are you alive?" And I said, "I'm too drunk." And then he said, "Okay." And then I said, "Did I shut the stream down?" And he said that he said yes. And then I just hung up.
Dude, you came back and just boop turned it off. And I was like,
I was done, dude.
As soon as you did that though, I went to my PC and I went straight to bed.
Oh God!
I
It
was I
was.
was I was feeling pretty good. I know the camera was in on me,
Oh
you
my
couldn't watch, but
god. We
I
made
was
some
buzzing.
mistakes. We made some mistakes. I'll tell you the two mistakes, and I've already said it on stream, but the two mistakes were one, I should have just started with beer. Drinks should have been beer. Finish your drink should have just been beer. It should have never been whiskey to start. Then
You can answer.
okay, Hannah, I want to clarify. Durgan probably called me before I passed
Let's
out. I
go.
think Durgan called me almost immediately after, before I had passed out. My fault. Uh, anyways, so then the second mistake was the bits, all the rewards should have just been
We're
two.
towards
Should have just been two.
yeah.
It should have just been either A, we all take a sip of our drink, or B, we all finish our drinks. That way we're all getting equally hammered. That should have been it. Drunk stream was fun. Don't get me wrong. It was fun, and I appreciate all the support that was shown during the stream.
Can't wait for the next one.
But we're never doing it again.
We're doing it
fucking
again.
never doing it again.
We're doing it again.
We'll see how I feel about it next week. Last three things that I want to mention. I tried R Factor for the first time over the weekend.
Yeah, you said me like what, 3 hours or something?
I was on there for about
50 laps.
50
I don't know.
laps.
I don't know what you said. You said
I was
some
on there
number.
from about 12:30 to about 4 a.m. making laps. I want to give a shout out to Jake Hill. He helped me set it up. I might even try to join a little league. Might have to get you in on it too, for R Factor.
I don't even know if I can. I can't drive.
Oh, you'll get the hang of it. I mean, I went out there and I was making competitive lap times within like 3 or 4 laps. It's just a lot different. Obviously, the graphics don't look well. Yeah, I'm a former pro driver, but the graphics look a lot different. But the cars, I mean, they kind of feel the same. You have to use a lot more brake to get the car. Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not a bitch actually, but the cars, you just have to use a lot more brake to get the car to rotate. That was the main thing. And then they felt really tight. But I was talking to somebody that said that obviously the setup can change that a lot. So R Factor was fun. Might do an R Factor stream soon. Stay tuned. Carson Hocevar, NASCAR driver, Truck Series driver, I think. He rated me. I think on Saturday.
You? Like in a 1 to 10?
No, not rated.
Oh, raid.
Not rated.
Raid.
He.
I thought you meant like rated you, like a TBH.
Yeah.
Or, like the raid,
question mark.
the raid question mark we used to do like in middle school.
BMS type shit. Oh, fuck off. No, Hocevar rated me with about 60 viewers, which was fucking cool.
That's huge.
So he gained a fan out of me. Carson, big fan now. I'm going to buy some merch eventually. And then the last thing I want to bring up before we bring on our special guest, Connor New, I wanted to talk about the Sprint Car Pro Series, round number 8 at Port Royal. Alex Bergeron picks up his 4th win of the season, and he's still like 3rd or 4th in points.
Is he even that high? I think is he that high?
I think it's 3rd. I think it's 3rd. I mean, what more of a selling point do you need for consistency? Because Avila has not won a race yet. Bergeron has won 4, and Avila is, I want to say, somewhere between 40 and 60 points.
He got a P2 though last
2
night.
podiums. 4 wins is what I'm comparing that to.
Yeah, but Bergeron missed 2 races.
Exactly my point. The consistency. Avila has not finished below 8th in all 8 races. Last 2 races, a 3rd and a 2nd. Consistency is king. And going into the final 2 races, I mean, Avila and his teammates right behind him, breathing down his neck.
He got 4th, I believe, that you said.
Yeah, 4th.
Forster.
Yeah. So, I mean, consistency, and I think if I were to pick one, I'd probably pick Avila to win it, just based off, I mean, like, come on. To make all 8 races, to finish. I mean,
he was really the only one that was really competing with Bergeron there, I would say, throughout the whole race, too.
I didn't get to see the end of the race, actually, because NWRA was starting. But, I mean, I'm just I haven't seen a level of consistency like this since, like, Evan and...
Or, like, Cameron
last two.
Merriman, he kind of did the similar thing. I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
him. Whenever
Cameron
he did,
was
he won one race
2 years ago, I think. He
two
won the
years ago. He
finale,
won.
didn't he?
Yeah, he
That was
won
the
the
only
last
one that he
race.
won. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's just incredible, like the amount of consistency and to show like how consistency. Not saying that Avila is not capable of winning races, but consistency will win you championships, and
yeah.
defense wins you championships.
This is also true.
So I mean, I don't know what else there needs to be said there about that. Are you ready to bring on our special guest
I think we're
for
ready.
the
You've been
evening?
jabbering an awful lot.
We have
Derek
been
Daly's been
yapping.
upset.
Yap
Yapping
session
easy.
over here, dude. All right, we're going to be right back with our special guest, Connor New. All right. Our special guest on this episode is one of my teammates at Matjoulis-Seay Speedshop, Connor New. In just a year and a half, maybe a little bit more, but he's made himself known as one of the best young talents on the sim. He's the third highest ranked driver in the world now with over 9,300 iRating. And he's proven that he can compete and win against the best of the best, winning the final 2 rounds of the VLR UMP Modified Series back in October. You can usually find him up front in top split super and pro late model officials, but tonight he joins us here on the Plum Wild Podcast. Connor, welcome to the show.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, we've. I think you were one of the most requested people to be on the show because I mean you just like absolutely exploded it onto the scene.
Yeah.
Kiefer, what's with the glasses?
Well, you don't like the bubbly eyes or what?
I don't know. The glasses are throwing me off.
I just feel like
it just always throws me off whenever you put them on between scenes here.
I feel like investigator right now.
Investigator.
I need like a toupee. Is that what the hat is called?
No. No, you talking about like the fedora?
Yeah. Yes.
No, you don't need a damn fedora.
I need a fedora, dude. No.
Damn fedora.
But no, Connor's been pretty good here lately, especially in the late model side of things and just the iRacing side of things. He has been on iRacing for a little bit, and slowly it's hard to do what he's done. And
it's short of time. I mean, God, I feel like Connor. I feel like maybe just a year ago I didn't know who you were, and now
he was on Apex at that time.
Were you really?
Well, he wasn't on Apex. He was on Gas Money Sim Sports with Daniel Adams for about a year and a half.
Is that
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
I did not know that. Well, I always like to start by asking how you got into motorsports and into sim racing. So what's the answer there? How did you? I mean, you're 13 years old. How did you get into all of this?
Oh well, my brother. Well, my stepdad actually. We used to go watch him race weekly, and then my brother he got into racing, and then after that it was just that's all we do now.
And the sim racing part of it, how'd you get into iRacing and all that?
I mean, I don't drive real cars yet, so I figured I need to try something. And the guy that we know, he is iRacing, and I don't know, it looked pretty interesting. So I bought a computer, already had a wheel and stuff, and I don't know.
How'd you get? Where'd you get the wheel and pedals? What'd you get the wheel and pedals for? How'd you already have those, but not the?
I used to play the old dirt tracking games on like the Xboxes and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, the old World of Outlaws sprint cars.
2014.
Like, no, it was 2010.
2010.
2010 was the last good one before the new World of Outlaws game. But so you got into iRacing. You thought it was interesting. You saw it. I mean, I think that's kind of the case for me. I don't know about with Kiefer, but I know for me, like I saw it and I was like, oh man, that's right up my alley. Like I want to get into this.
That was.
But I never expected to get to the pro level to be like, one of the top dogs, if you would want to call me that. Was that kind of your goal whenever you started, or did you just kind of want to get on here and have fun and then it progressed into that?
First, I was just doing it for fun, and then I realized that I could do something with this, and started doing some money racing and stuff, and then I got on a team, and now we race about every big race there is.
So when did that transition happen? Was there like a moment sort of that, like, for instance, say you just happened to join? I'll give you an example. Like there was one race that I ran It was a money race, and I didn't think that I was going to do that well. I knew I was getting better, but I ended up qualifying close to like Blake Matjoulis and those guys. And I was like, okay, maybe I might have a little bit more talent here than I thought. Was there a moment like that that kind of flipped that switch for you?
I don't know if y'all remember or not, but I was on this team, Vanderpool Racing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I started. Me and my buddy, we were like splitting the money and buying CFM sets. I think it was supers at Lernerville, and it's when like Robbie Buchanan, he like grinded the game,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't official, and I was beating him. It was like a 5,500, and I'd never won anything close to that, and I jumped the cushion at Lernerville while winning, with like 5 to go, and I don't know. After that, I realized that I was actually pretty good, and I had potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how like those moments that like they don't pan out, you don't win the race, but it still gives you that confidence, that little sliver that like, okay, well, it didn't work out, but that showed me a little bit of what I can do if I work on it.
It's almost
Yeah.
like the race that helps you find the edge
Yeah. That too.
and find that. Okay, here's my limit. I may have messed up, but I can do it. You know, like and a lot of it, and like even like when we see it like going to the Pro Series, and I assume Pro Series is the next thing on your agenda to go for. But like when Nathan and I are in the Pro Series races, stuff like that, you gotta be confident. Like if you aren't confident in your decisions at that moment of time, that's what a lot of people struggle with, and the confidence is huge. And once you're confident, it's hard to beat confidence. You know.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would be too if I was at 9,300. How much? I always wondered this about other people because I know my answer to it. But how much did you follow the scene of like, you know how iRacing it like it's got its own group, iRacing Dirt Talk, like all this. There's like an inside. There's a lot of inside jokes, a lot of stories and everything. How much did you follow the scene before you kind of became part of it now?
I don't really know. I mean, I was just kind of there and was just racing. I didn't really mess around with anything on social media or anything like that. I just tried to kind of keep to myself.
And now look at you. You're all over social media. Not as much as Knox Lumley, though. I want to give it a little jab out
that
there at
dude's
Knox.
crazy.
A little jab at Knox there. I got to jab at him there. So a couple of simple questions here. What's the most nervous you've been before a race?
Before a race,
Yeah, like before the green flag, like
probably the fall frenzy, honestly.
really. Where did you start in that
Yeah.
one?
22nd.
Oh, you were 2
You
spots
know,
behind me, I think, because I think I started
No.
20th.
No reason to be nervous there.
Yeah, well,
Well, I mean, I knew I had
Boy,
a
you
fast
got
car.
nothing to lose.
I had a fast car, and I knew I could get to the front. Then
where did you end
that
up?
all ended.
What happened there? Because refresh my memory. Because I think I remember you were working your way up. You got wrecked or something like that.
I was 8th with like 22 to go, and was like one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. And there was a restart, and I got a good start on Hauser. Well, there was 2 restarts. The first one, I got a good start, and me and Hauser like side by side, and he clear hot himself, and I got on the brakes fast enough for that one. And then there was another restart like 2 laps later, and then he done the dame thing that time, and I just did not get on the brakes hard enough, and it broke my right front. No yellow or nothing.
Oh, that's a bummer. So you're at 9.3K right now. Like I said, third in the world. You're well on your way to 10,000. What's the goal after 10,000? I mean, like, is it going after the highest? Is it just going to keep climbing, or is that, what's the goal?
I mean, I'm obviously going to try to go and get the highest, but I just want to stay at 10K once I get there, which that's pretty impossible. I mean, Evan and Blake do it because they don't race many officials, but that's really all I do. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're always on, man. And I wanna bring up a discussion point because there's always this talk about, oh, some of these kids are only so good because they're always on here. They're just grinding. I think there is some truth to that, but to a certain degree, like you have to just be able to be that good. There's guys that probably have ran way more officials than you or me or Kiefer or all of us combined, and they're just not at that level. I think it's a disservice to someone to say that, oh, they're only good because they've been grinding the game. Sure, it helps, but you still have to have that talent. That's my little rant there. I mean, that I don't like it whenever people say that, because I don't make as many laps as so many people and I can still compete. Same with Kiefer, you know?
Yeah, Kiefer was outrunning me earlier at Eldora.
Oh,
Dude,
really?
I was once you passed me there, I was set it up for the last 30 laps, and I was gonna be I was coming there, but what happened? Did you finish that race?
No, I got died.
Dude,
Oh, no. So my stats aren't
they were
correct
wrecking
anymore?
everybody in there, dude.
Are you still over 9K?
Hey,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm like
he
I'm
is.
like I was almost to 9,500, and then after that race, I'm down to like 9,370.
Okay, so my stats are still correct. At
Um,
least.
Yeah, man. I had we can just say it. I had a Connor New moment with someone else, and I was like, dude, get out of the mirror. Focus on what you're doing.
Oh, God.
I got spooler damage. I got spooler damage sliding with Tomasi, and then there was that last restart, the last one I was alive. I don't know if there was another one. I come up in front of this guy, and he just drove through me, and my right front destroyed itself.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude, my right front destroyed itself as well. That's what I loved.
Kiefer, you mentioned something that I wanted to bring up. You and Connor have had a couple of run-ins in the past.
Hey,
no.
and now I say things. Well, I don't mean it like that, like towards him, like in a bad way. But I just say a Connor New moment, like.
That's what I thought. You said that, and I was like, "Damn, all right."
So here, this is what it is, and I don't mean it in the. And you learn from like, and I watched you learn from it, because I watched your races like progressively after that. But when people race in the mirror, and you focus in it, and you're playing defense, it fucks you up 9 times out of 10, and it slows you down. And then you get out of your rhythm, and then they end up passing you or getting by you, and then you got to rework. You end up being faster though. Yeah, you know what I mean. That's what drives me up the fence. Because I don't know, that's just like blocking sliders and stuff. And people do it. I get it. I totally get it. I will probably do it, but no, it's just racing at the end of the day. But the thing I just hate. Like when people focus on the mirrors, and you get it now. You were doing it before, but you probably don't worry about it as much now and just drive.
Not as much. I do a little bit. It depends who's behind me.
It does. It really does. Because I get nervous around some people, and I don't get nervous around others. And I think that's just racing, and who you're comfortable with and who you aren't comfortable with. And it's hard to be comfortable around everyone.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I don't trust some of those guys running second behind me.
No, I know. I don't run.
I love the way you worded that.
I don't trust them at all.
It's the truth. I don't trust. I could be racing for the lead, and I don't trust the leader. Well, if I'm the leader, don't trust me.
I never trust you, to be fair.
Exactly.
I don't either.
If there's one person I don't trust, it's
Well, if you were watching that official, the first 8 laps, I was in the fence probably the whole 8 laps. Then after that, I stopped hitting the wall, and we were better. We passed cars, but
I got lucky. Y'all stacked up on the bottom like the first lap, and I passed like 6 cars.
Dude, I was trying to get it. I had the left front on the guard wall.
So, you two have had run-ins. You posted.
We're in every heat race together. Also,
I don't know
if you need to mention.
Did you post the picture of you and Kiefer on Facebook, Connor, at the dome?
No, it's on there
we
somewhere,
did.
So was that whenever y'all buried the hatchet? I want to know.
Hey, Can I say this? There was never really a hatchet. We just always ended up in a fucking heat race. Right next to each other.
I just think back to
last.
That's what I was just about to say.
It doesn't matter. Any heat race I get in, I was going to say it. The Eldora race, the last official was the first heat race I've been in the server with Connor that I haven't been in the same heat race as him.
I swear, and when we always
start right next to each other, and we're usually right behind someone, so we end up racing because we're faster than the person in front of us, and then
we die.
Yes, every time.
But we're good now. We're good.
We're cool. It's just
I don't want things to get plum wild here on the podcast. You know?
I did tell Nathan. I said, should I get some boxing gloves to ring it out and get the soundboard on and go do 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 do.
Jesus.
No.
So, what would you say? This is kind of off topic now, but what would you say is your biggest win so far? I mean, you've got a lot of wins now, a lot. But there's got to be a biggest.
I mean, probably the VLR series at Lucas Oil.
That's
the
kind of what
last
I was
race.
thinking. That's kind of what I was
I don't
thinking.
know. That 6900 that I won at Lucas Oil, the super opener, that was pretty big too.
Talk about the VLR races. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, I could win if on certain nights. I feel like I could win if you put that exact same field in an official, right? That exact same field, same strength of field, everything. You put it in an official, I could probably win on some nights. But you put it on the stage of a VLR race, and it just changes things. And I feel like if I was in that scenario, I would choke in some way, shape, or form. But you didn't. You won back-to-back races on top of that. Talk about those last two races that you won. Like, was there a lot? Like, you had to have practiced a ton for those.
Those last two races were the least amount I've practiced for those races. To swear on my life.
Really?
Like, I don't know what it was. I would practice the day of them for when I got home from school. They started like 3 hours after I got home from school.
Yeah.
And I would just like grind practice sessions then. And I don't know. I got lucky in the I-55 race and just hit qual perfect fast time. And then in the heat race, I don't know what happened. Chris Joy came from fifth and just destroyed the whole field. And I don't know. I think I finished second in the heat still, but I don't remember where I started in the feature. But I don't know. I got the second pretty fast, and Chris Joy, he don't like running the top at all. I'm sure y'all have raced with him before.
I have.
And the top came in, and I don't know. I just rode around on the top because I'm better at running the top than I am in the bottom. And once I got it in front of him, it went rubbered up in the middle, and I just went down there and blocked him. I'm not gonna lie. He was faster than Mac the last 10 laps, but I was not getting out of his way. There's no way.
So, like, I've talked about it before on some of my bigger wins, especially like the top split pro qualifier win. Like, it kind of got blurry there at the end. I was so nervous of like screwing up. Did you get kind of nervous there at the end of either of those races, knowing like, holy shit, I'm about to win this if I don't, screw up?
Definitely the I-55 race. It was like my first VLR win.
Right.
And like my legs started shaking, and the track was so
The
slick.
legs shaking, dude. I get that shit.
And I was just spinning tires like every lap, and it was bad. But I don't know, somebody hung on for that one.
The leg shaking is a real problem, dude. That's a serious problem. No matter, iRacing is big too, but the leg shake. When you get the leg shaking, you gotta get.
That's what kind of happens, like, for me. If there's anything, it's like the leg shake, just getting kind of jittery, like, before qualifying, and especially for like the bigger races. So how confident are you now that you've gotten a lot more experience? You've got some big wins under your belt. How confident are you going into the pro qualifiers? Like, do you see yourself being kind of nervous, or do you just don't even know?
I mean, I'm definitely gonna be nervous, but I'm just gonna try to treat it like a regular official because I always seem to do good in those.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of those pros still run officials a pretty good lot, so.
Yeah.
I mean, they won't be in there, so I don't really got to worry about them. And I think most of those guys are my
You gotta
biggest
worry about Nathan.
Yeah, me and Keith.
And me. There's only 2 heat races in Pro Series qualifiers, all right? So we have a 50-50 shot.
We'll be in them, I promise.
I know, we're going to be
I
side
guarantee
by I guarantee we start side by side in 4 out of 6.
I don't know, Keith. Listen,
can we
gotta
make a bet on this?
Kiefer, you gotta get that iRating up, homie. I was looking earlier. You done lost some iRating.
Oh no, I plan
might
on
not
getting
be in
that
top
back here in
split.
the next 2 weeks. Would you shut up?
We've talked about it. You're 13 years old. I can imagine I would be all about iRacing if I was your age, and if they had it whenever I was your age. But you're still in school. What do you? I'm just curious. What do your school friends think about the whole iRacing thing? Like, they know that you're this big time iRacer?
I mean, they know, but like nobody. Like, I don't know what it is. Nobody in my school likes racing except this one kid, and like I don't really talk to him that much. But I don't know. They think it's pretty cool, but none of them are really into racings.
Where are you?
None of them have the game, obviously.
Where are you from? Like, what state are you from? I ain't gonna ask you what city, but what state?
Wow.
West Virginia.
What's your zip code?
Is there like?
No, I'm
What
just
about your
kidding.
social security number? No,
Yeah, I got that.
What about is racing big in West Virginia?
Oh yeah,
don't
this is
even
where
know.
Tyler Carpenter was born and raised.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
he's not a big name guy.
T-Car's
Nobody
my
knows.
boy, y'all.
Yeah?
See?
Jesus. I feel like
Nathan,
I would.
you need to get better at geography, all right?
That's geology, you idiot.
That's rocks. That's rocks.
What do your parents? I also want to know this because you're 13. What do your parents think of the iRacing thing where you're on iRacing so much? And I know that. And you obviously spend a lot of time on your computer doing the racing, talking to a bunch of strangers on Discord. Like what?
Yeah,
what do your
with
parents make of
sunglasses.
all that? Like,
Dude, I have the pedals. Like, this is not good. Not a great.
because I didn't have to talk to your parents to get you on the podcast. Like, I didn't have to get their permission. You know what I mean? Like,
Should we have made them sign off on this? I'm
yeah,
worried
like
now.
a little signature slip thing.
I don't know. I mean, I guess they see, like, not being cocky, but I guess they see I have potential to do, like, big things here, and I don't know. They let me, so that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's racing too, and you said your brother races, right?
Yeah.
What does
So
he
it's
race?
just
Modifieds.
Okay.
Sport mods.
Sport mods.
See?
That's right up Kiefer's alley.
Hey, dude, they got the wheelie dig. They showed me their dig at the dome there.
So, you want to race IRL one day? I mean, are you? How soon do you see that being a possibility for yourself?
Oh, we already got the chassis. We just got to build the motor, and
Oh,
Yeah, man.
he's already
Yeah.
got it. It's ready. It's ready. It's just
so hopefully in the next year or so.
Yeah. Hey, you'll have to start grinding the F1. I recommend that for a real
Jesus.
car. Dude, I swear, F1. That's like the next because it'll help with your braking is what it'll do. But
So
You won't catch me in F1. I can't do it.
dude, road car racing is fun.
No.
I like road course racing.
You gotta be smooth. You gotta be good pedals.
All right, so
It's a lot of patience, is what it is.
it's time for a new segment. All right, this is called fan mail. I asked
Oh God.
the people of the Matjoulis-Seay Speedshop Discord for questions for Connor New. Just a full disclosure here, some of these are kind of goofy, but all right. We already asked if you were going to go for pro and plans on going real racing. Let's see. Mike Augustine wants to know, why does Connor New suck so much, and why is he ass at Eldora? What's your rebuttal to that?
Mike is scared to race me at Eldora, and he will not get back on the game. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. All right.
Full
He could-
price, but
Listen, okay, so when I hit I got 300 wins in 2023. My 300th win, I outrun Mike at Lucas Oil. I just had to put that in there.
All right. I like it. Hey, fair enough. I'm all for
Hey.
the Mike Augustine shit talk here.
they could talk all day until they come beat it. You gotta beat it.
That's what I'm
Stats don't
saying.
lie. Come beat me. That's what you say. Yeah.
Next question from the old Big H, Hayden Tollison, wants to know,
No.
if Connor makes Pro Series, does he think he can compete for a win at some point?
No, not in pro. Not yet.
Really? You don't have,
No.
I mean, you're top
The
three
late
in the
models are a
world
lot
on
different
iRating.
than the modified, so I will give you that.
What's that?
I mean, I
are you
definitely think I can get like
I was,
Kiefer, bro.
What are you on,
I was,
man?
I was just going on. I was just giving you the benefit of the doubt when you said no. I was just kind of help you out and say the modifieds are a little bit different than the late models.
Alrighty then.
I don't
But
know.
I think I could possibly. I just want if I do make pro, I just want to make the shows. Like that's the main thing my rookie year, and maybe get a couple of top 10s and maybe a top 5 somewhere.
That's good.
Yeah, we should-
Tempered expectations, I would say. Like, I think I came in the first year with too high of expectations, and then once that first week doesn't go your way, you just kind of lose a lot of confidence. Unless you're someone like Kiefer, who comes in first race, qualifies pole, and then finishes fourth. I mean, anyways, Michael Clark wants to know, can I get the track control files he uses?
You got to buy them from me though.
All right.
They're $50.
There you go, Michael
Dang.
Clark. $50. You got to message Connor Newt directly. Let's see. What's another?
Or Howard Weaver. He's got the off.
Dylan Yeager asks, when is Connor gonna get a win in the Plum Wild Super Late Models in NWRA?
I would have
We need the
last
invert.
week, but my spooler kind of randomly just came off when I was running 4th or 5th. Yeah, 5th.
I was gonna ask that. What happened?
That's a glitch. I
I
had that
don't
when I was testing.
I don't know. Like, okay, so there was a restart. I get stuck on the top. I was running 4th, and Barbara's 5th. Well, he's obviously drifting up the track so he can like get his car into one, and he kind of pinched me like into the wall a little bit. But where the opening is, where usually like take your spooler or whatever off, I didn't hit that. Like I don't know, it just fell off going into one randomly.
Yeah, so I had this like it's a bug or a glitch or something. It like rips your whole spoiler off. But like I had it on
Yeah.
the front straightaway and the back straightaway. But if you just caught that front straightaway wall at like the weird angle and just barely grazed it, it ripped the whole spoiler off.
Well, I had
And
my car kind of bent already, trying to get it into the corner to
that's
pinch
what,
chase
yeah,
down.
right. So like that's what I was doing when I was testing. I was just trying to like run like an upper mid line and just drive it
Yeah.
in high, like if someone was under you. And I was doing that, and a few times I would just barely graze the wall, and it ripped the whole spoiler off. And I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
Because I was
luckily
watching
there
my
was a
lap times, and
caution.
like your 4/10 would just drop.
Oh,
I'm
it's
like,
it's
what
so
the-
bad.
Luckily, there was a caution that I
Yeah.
got to get my quick repair, and I
You
still
drove back
drove
up to
like
like
13th,
10th, right?
I think.
I thought you drove up to
Yeah.
10th.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
next question.
Hauser was in 10th, and that's where we there. Did you ever get past who
No,
was in front of you?
it
21.
was how. Oh, Charles Barnes.
Did you ever
I
get
got
past
past
him?
him
Yeah.
after me and you died. Or
I I tried to slide both of you.
yeah, I
Once
know it.
again, Kiefer and Connor knew having a run in NWRA.
He just had to be behind he just had to be behind Barnes, right?
When you hit me, it felt like I straight lined the 21 because it killed him, dude. it destroyed him. Yes.
No, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Jesus.
But like, yeah, I went in there. I tried to miss I barely hit your left rear. Like, I went back and
Yeah.
watched the replay. If I would have just turned down just a hair earlier, I think I get it done. Because when I hit you, it just made me tight, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, it killed you.
All right. Next question. Scott Fritz. This is coming in from Scott Fritz. He says, how does Connor feel when he gets beat by Lil Strickler?
I feel disappointed right there because I don't know. Hayden's fast. He's really fast, but I don't know if he would work on consistency. I mean, I'm not saying nothing bad about him, but I don't know. I just feel like he's not consistent. He puts himself into bad situations sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Hayden, that's literally what I would say about Hayden is that he has a lot of speed, but sometimes he puts himself in bad situations, and I think sometimes he'll drive over his head a little bit if he's not in the lead. But still a really fast
I do that
driver.
too. So
Yeah, you do. I was going to say that about you as well whenever you got off the podcast. Blaine Nagel asks, when is he getting a haircut?
never. The mullet's staying forever.
It's a mullet? Is it really? I've never seen you without a hat on.
It is
so
a mullet. Well,
didn't-
it's short on the sides, you know.
Yeah.
I really have never seen you without a hat on. Actually.
He's got that taper fade, bro.
The one
Imagine-
that Ninja's got.
Imagine if Ninja got a low taper fade, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually went to the barber the other day.
Oh,
You can't
man.
really
Just
see,
like
but
Devin
I got
Nelson.
faded up. I got that 3-1.
Need to leave that hat on, homie.
Dude, all right. Hats. It's bad. It looks better whenever I fix it. All right.
Hayden asks, let's see, we got 3 more questions here. Hayden has another question for you. 5 best friends don't have to be in order.
Wow.
Really
From
putting you on the
iRacing,
probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Definitely, I gotta include Mike, dude. Mike is literally he's one of my biggest supporters for sure on iRacing. He's the best spotter
Uh-huh.
for me anyway. He I don't know why. I always do good when he's spotting me. I know me and Hayden race a lot together. Colton, Sammer.
Mm-hmm. That's 3.
I don't know. I like Blake a lot. Matjoulis, he's pretty cool. And I guess Evan.
Ah.
I don't know.
Nah, that's fine.
Definitely not you, Nathan, for
Damn.
sure.
Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. This was going great until then. Scott Fritz with another question asks, who is his iRacing hero?
I don't really know. Let me think. Probably Damian Kiefer.
Oh my God.
Let's go. You know, that's honestly, and I hate.
Well, I
to say it
appreciate your time. No,
because whenever we were going through it, I honestly like at one point in time did believe that was that one. Well, you were an Apex there.
Yeah.
Hey, but now you're better than me.
Hey, and you know what? I'm gonna bring this up. You're probably gonna hate me for it,
Hey,
Connor.
late
but
models are better than me.
Connor sent me a message the other day on Discord, and it made me see a message that he had sent me like a year, maybe longer ago, that said, "Good luck, don't beat us too bad." And apparently, we were in a race together, and I was, I guess, a lot better than him at the time.
It was when I first got iRacing, and it was some like chili bow race. It was that one that like nobody paid. Like
that
the winner
shit
or whatever.
show.
Yeah,
but you
that
knew
was
who
bad.
I was. That's crazy. You knew who I was, and you knew that I was the GOAT. No. But last question here from Blaine Nagel, and this one I think we should all ask, or we should all answer. Are you a Kanye or Drake type of guy?
Definitely Drake. For sure.
My man right there. Yes, sir.
Kanye all day. Dude.
Oh, no, man.
It's the yay way.
I miss the old Kanye. Dude. Drake all day, dude. Drake all day.
I've never been a huge Drake fan. I've just always been a Kanye fan. Like the Pablo 2 album, gets me going.
Oh, The Life of Pablo.
Is it The Life of Pablo?
Yeah, The Life of Pablo.
Yes, not Pablo 2.
I don't know what, dude. You don't know nothing about
I'm
music.
squirrel. I know it's Pablo. I had Pablo, right? I could name every song in there, but I couldn't tell you the album name. Yeah, that's probably right.
I don't believe
that's
that.
That's the same way with like the Diamonds Dancing album.
Oh, What a Time.
Is that the album?
No, that's not. What is that?
I could tell you every song in the album, but I couldn't tell you the name of the album.
What is the name of that album?
Is it Big Rings? No, that's the name of the song. No.
What's the name?
Here we can ask this.
Is it What a Time to Be Alive?
No, that's one of the songs. Squirrel. I don't know.
Now I can't think of it. Anyways, all right, back to iRacing. iRacing.
Here's a question. Do you listen? Do you listen to music while you race?
No.
No.
Kiefer does.
No. I do. I was gonna ask you.
I have a little bit.
I was gonna ask you what was your go-to song, like to get you in the
Matt
zone.
Selby does sometimes, like when we're in Discord. He runs the Spotify, and I could not do that. I don't know.
You
how
gotta.
he does.
So I listen to Spotify, but I listen like. People are gonna judge me. I listen to a little soft stuff whenever I drive, right? So, now when I'm listening to my metal stuff, you can tell.
It is What a Time to Be Alive. That's the name of the album,
isn't it?
Yes, with the diamonds on it. Yeah. Anyway,
I think it's Selby anyway. Somebody does.
Yeah, I like music when I drive, but another way,
I don't like.
We can still ask it. What's your go-to pump-up song?
Ooh.
I don't really got one.
You don't got a pump-up song?
You play basketball, right? You play basketball.
Yeah.
And what do you listen to? You listen to Legend before the game or what?
I just listen to good old country music, man.
What? We get some Morgan Wallen.
I know it's gonna be Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. Dude. I'm a big Morgan Wallen fan. We
gotta get some Zach Bryan or something.
We can get some Zach. I got Zach Bryan tickets, and I got Hardy. I just got Hardy tickets yesterday. Let's go,
dude. Whenever I was in high school and we would like listen to music before the games, it was like Waka Flocka, because those songs would always get us so high.
So before football games, we always listen to Legend by Drake before like every football game.
Oh, Legend's good. Legend's good.
Legend.
You don't even know the words. Dude, this guy's such a fraud.
I couldn't say the words.
He's such a fraud, dude. Such a fraud. So
legally,
we talked about it before we brought you on, Connor. I want to know, what are your thoughts on the no reset at Lanier in NWRA Monday night?
It's terrible.
It was terrible.
I mean, everybody knew it was going to happen.
But what? I don't understand why Eddie.
Why were people okay? If Jaeger's watching, Jaeger, why are you saying no then? Or like, why are you voting?
Because he's the leader. No. The leader's not going to want to reset. He wants to be at one lane.
Exactly. Get out of here then. But like, I'm pretty sure Connor said no.
Well,
like 4 times.
I'm on the bottom, okay? I'm going to ride on the bottom and the whole race, okay? I'm starting up front, so why would I?
But if you go back and look through who voted no and yes, the people that said no all started on the inside.
I mean, I could see if you were in the back, okay? I would have probably said yes if I was in the back.
Me and Nathan were 16th and 18th. What do you think we wanted?
And you know what?
Definitely a reset.
You know what? I don't know where Eddie got the idea that more people said no than yes. To me, it looked like clearly more people were saying yes to a reset.
Yes,
I
the
don't know
yes.
why.
There was 7 yeses and 4 nos, but I'm pretty sure Connor put 8 nos. And Eddie's mind, he read like 12 nos from the same, but he didn't see that they were all from the same person.
I put no like 6 times.
See,
So it's your fault then. All right.
Eddie's math.
I
He
mean,
can't do that.
the
He
track
can't
was going to end up
read.
one lane anyway. But
It's going to
we
end
could
up
have
one
raced
lane
on it
anyways.
for the
Why are
first
we?
20.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's going to end up
If
one
it's
lane
going to
anyways,
end
why?
up there,
Why make us race the whole race one lane then? Like, God.
I mean, I set up.
I will say
I
this.
set up there on the bottom.
Me too. Me
Yeah.
too. I ran the bottom set.
I will say this. Knoxville will probably be better because it is a bigger racetrack, and it probably will be able to be ran out throughout the night.
I hate Knoxville.
Don't.
I wish he would take Knoxville off the schedule.
Oh no,
Connor,
dude! I'm
do
ripping
you-
to Knoxville.
Do you
I'm
run
ready.
Loto?
Yeah.
So
I don't want to talk about it, man.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to ask about results. I don't even know about them. But didn't Knoxville just run at Wotel in the supers?
Yeah, and the pros.
And it was, from what I heard, it locked down on the bottom.
Yeah, it did at the end, but I mean,
At the
I didn't
end?
get to experience. I didn't get to experience the end.
Why is that?
I did in the pro lights, but I ran out of fuel with 8 to go, running 5th in pros. I think it was 5th. It might have been 7th. I don't know.
I've ran out of
How
fuel
did you run
once
out of fuel?
before.
Did you put the?
I
Did you have
ran
the
out
call
of-
set in?
No, I had the feature set in, but like we went. I don't remember what happened. I think they set it up for 30 laps and it was 40. And I mean, they told me to add a gallon of fuel, but I forgot.
Gotcha.
I mean, it was just. And then I was running 8th in the supers and broke my right front.
Running the Cush.
Yeah, I was
Got to the
turning
top.
fine.
Got
I
to
was
the
turning
top.
fine, and then I guess I entered the corner wrong.
Yeah,
And,
that'll do it.
just-
I
that is
love running the top at Knoxville. Love it.
I do got to talk about my heat racing supers though. I went 10th a second.
Damn.
I didn't get to qualify.
How'd you do that?
Yeah, I ripped the cushion the whole time. It was crazy.
Damn.
I was like
a wheelman.
I was
right
the
there.
I was the fastest car on the track by 3/10 the last lap.
Rip.
That's unbelievable. Sometimes I'm blown away by some of the talent that there is out there, and you're one of them. So, a couple more questions here. I want to see if we can somehow estimate how many laps we think we've made on iRacing, like total.
Oh God,
Like
I don't know.
Because people ask, how much practice and this and that, and how many laps you've made. Like,
mine's
if you
sickening.
had to guess how many laps you think you've made between officials, hosted leagues, testing, all of it combined, like, God, I can't imagine. I would almost imagine I'm up close towards like 100,000.
I would say I'm like 60,000.
I'm
Probably.
over 150. There's no doubt.
I wonder. I know there's the iRacing app, and it tells you
I'm probably over 200,000.
total
My
laps.
iRacing app says 35,000 for officials.
Yeah, but it doesn't count hosted.
And I don't
Yeah.
know if it counts practice and qualifying either, because mine says 36,150 out of in 918 starts.
I'm telling you right
let's
now,
just
I've
say
made
that's just
quadruple the amount of practice laps.
yeah. I
than
mean,
race
literally,
laps.
like
it's way more.
there's
It's
so many
way
sessions
more.
where I've made 1,000 laps or near 1,000, like 500 laps at a time, just out there.
For the Fall Frenzy, I tested like so much that race. Like
Yeah.
that was probably 5,000-6,000 that week.
It's ridiculous, and it kind of it goes to show like the amount of time and effort that you have to put in to be at this level. Like it's not easy. You can't, unless there's like certain rare cases where you can just hop on and be good all the time, but like to be consistently good and at the top, you have to really put the work in.
That's why I knew I was gonna be good in the Fall Frenzy because I tested so much and I was so comfortable on the setups that I knew what the setup was gonna do on exactly what line I ran, and I mean I was 22nd to 7th with 22 to go, and then I died. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
The one that got away. The one that got away. So, last question for you, Connor, before we let you go. What do you enjoy to do outside of racing?
Basketball.
Is that it?
Yeah. That's
And-
about. I don't know. When I'm not racing and I'm not in school, I'm playing basketball or doing something with sports.
Yeah.
And what, you're 13, so that puts you in what, like 8th grade?
Eighth grade.
8th grade. So you're going into high school in the fall. You play basketball for your school. What position do you play?
I play point guard.
Oh, he's a
I knew it
point
was.
guard.
I knew it was
He is-
point guard.
Well, he is short. He's got the racing genes.
That's weird
Oh, yeah.
that you say he's short, Keith, because you couldn't even reach my pedals whenever
You
came
can't
over here.
even say I'm short. We are the same height. At the end of the day,
Look at how riled up
we
he
are
gets
the same
whenever I
height.
say that. He gets.
I
so
seen that
defensive.
picture of y'all at 4'11". Y'all are not the same height.
Thank you. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up.
Dude, you want to know how thick my booties are?
Huh?
At racing.
Hold on.
I don't care, man. It ain't gonna make that much of a
angle.
difference.
It's the angle. He's got the
Can't
hat
be.
on. The hat gives him 3 inches.
Look at this, chat. Look at this. This is. You see that? That's about a 5-inch height difference right there. I'm
There's
so
gotta
much
be something
taller.
different.
I'm so much taller.
When we stand ass to ass at your house, we were like the same height.
Bro. No way.
We did. I swear.
Jesus. Even Hannah says no to that. Jesus Christ. What is this
Yeah.
show devolved into? So
I'm at least 5. I'm at least 7'3".
No, you're not. Even
That's
Connor's
so
looking
low.
like there's no way.
I'm tall. All right, but let's be real. You guys are all just jealous you can't fit inside my race car.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do it for sure.
How much do you weigh?
Like 120.
You would. You would. Nathan wouldn't.
I'm not.
Nathan would be close.
I'm too tall.
That's like another thing. Like when people get like irritated, like with my like in the I've been like it's a little sidetrack, but I made rules different in the modified stuff. But I'm so small, I can sit so close to the steering wheel and so far up, I can run a massive sail panel, and you can't because you're tall, loser.
Well,
Guess who's got more dig?
No wonder his car looks so weird.
Dude,
Yeah,
my race car looks.
he makes
goofy.
that car look goofy, but it's
good.
fast. 2016
that's all that
press
matters.
3-link.
It is fast.
That's all that matters. As long as it's fast, I don't care. That's
All
it. I'm excited about East Bay though. We need a mod racing.
Oh boy.
Just let me wheel it.
That's
Dude.
what I say. If he won't let me
I
wheel it,
told-
I'm sorry. He won't let
I-
you wheel it.
I told Nathan. Well, I don't know if you could reach pedals. No, I'm just kidding.
He's 13, man. Give him a break. He'll grow.
I'm 7'3", all right? Just I didn't know how tall I was.
Maybe 3'7", but
So here's the next thing.
He's got him backwards.
I
7'3", 7 inches and 3 feet.
yeah.
My knees. I'm not fully extended in the race car. My knees are bent. That's how close I am, and I'm short. I sit like kind of like this, and height not knees not that high, but
When you get Kiefer in a sprint car.
I'd stand on it. Would give no. I'd go.
He'd stand. Yeah, he says stand on it because he'd be in there like Rico Abreu. That's how he'd be in the
Yeah.
car.
Dude, okay, you want to think about this? You can't physically get weight out of your seat sometimes, and you weigh too much. And I'm lightweight, so lighter, faster. You're tall and fat. I'm faster.
I'm not fat. What are you fucking talking about? I'm not fat.
Yeah, but like physically, something that's lighter is a little bit better.
Okay. Well, listen, Connor.
That's why if you look at like all like Tony Stewart, dude's 5'8". Jeff Gordon like 5'6". You know, all of the greats.
All of the greats.
All the greats are all the great racing people are tiny.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure like Mario Andretti was like 5 foot. Nah, that's a little bit of a stretch, but
counterpoint.
And look at Larson.
Jonathan
Larson's
Davenport.
small.
Jonathan Davenport, like 6'3".
All right, what? See, but Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's all the day. But his car, he doesn't get the bit.
Shut
He
the
can't.
hell
Nah,
up.
nah.
This guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Connor, we
Well, no,
appreciate your
you can't
time, dude.
wheelie if you're heavy.
Look, we know you've got some officials to go run, so I'm going to let you go. But first, I'm going to let you thank your sponsors.
I gotta thank Chris, Evan, Blake, everybody at Matjoulis-Seay Speedshop. I couldn't do nothing on iRacing without them right now, and you guys for having me. Sweet Victory Apparel, 42 Graphics, H3 Motorsports, Team Friday, Sim Products, and yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, Connor, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you on the track soon.
So thank you.
All right. We'll be right back. All right. That was Connor New. What a great guest, dude. We got a little off topic there.
Dude, I got chat rattled, dude.
What do you mean?
Dude, I look for this is my hot. I know racing season, and we're back here. We have real racing on the topic. Might as well just talk about the upcoming real racing 2024 season. Ricky Thornton had a great 2023 season.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Davenport had a great 2022 season. Who do you think? And Bobby Pierce had also a great 2023 season.
And Hudson O'Neal.
He did have. Yes, he did win a championship.
And the World
But he
100.
did not. Yes, Ricky Thornton won more races. Is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Like he dominated. Who dominated? I'm going by domination.
Uh huh.
In 2022, Jonathan Davenport dominated. 2013, for the majority, Ricky Thornton or Bobby Pierce won. I forget. There's a percentage, like 8% of the races.
You mean 2023, but yeah, something ridiculous.
Something like that. But like they dominated. Who are your picks for 2024? Who's dominant this year? Who's dominant dirt late model driver? Or who breaks out of the shell? Is Ricky Thornton and Bobby Pierce do it again? Are they both the same two that just dominate World Outlaws and Lucas Oil again? No. Granted, you're gonna have the Rocket House car there again coming out.
I don't see much changing on that front as far as their speed. I don't think there's going to be any fall off. I just think everyone's going to step it up. I think you might see a resurgence a little bit, if you would call it that, from Jonathan Davenport. I see him, having a better season. I also see Brandon Shepard coming into form in the Longhorn house car with Rumley. I think
that car is going to be a problem.
That they're going to be really solid, I think, just about everywhere that they go. I don't see it being too much different than that. There's nothing that has really jumped out at me as far as a certain team signing a certain driver.
You think JD's going to have a better?
Yeah,
JD had a good year last year.
I said that.
He just didn't have a 2022 year.
Right. I think JD has a better year. Yeah, just a better year.
Overton was slow last year. I think he starts winning a little.
I don't think.
You don't see.
I don't see Overton having much better of a year. And even if he does have a better year, it's not going to be comparative to the other guys. I mean, he did have a good year. Don't get me wrong. I will say one that I could see doing, two that I could see doing better. Three, okay, yeah. Marlar. All right, Marlar, Devin Moran, and who was? Nick Kaufman.
Yeah, in second year.
Yeah, in the late models, and it's just racing is so competitive. I don't think you'll see a dominant driver this year, personally, because there was 3 really dominant drivers last year. 2 for sure, Hudson being like a fringe one. I think everyone steps up this year, and I see a lot. I think I see a lot of parity in the top 10 or 15 drivers out there that are those guys that are just at that level.
Right.
I don't think that it's going to be a certain driver's year. I think it's going to be a very, very good
spread out
year. Yeah, I think over the Lucas and the World of Outlaw points, I think both of them I could see being a little closer than
Yes.
they were last year.
I think they're changing up a few of the point system on Lucas Oil, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it. Honestly, that was my thing. Was I knew last year that it wasn't going to be exactly what we wanted in the final race, but I knew that it was a good sign because, and we had this discussion in the Apex group chat whenever it was going down at the finale at Eldora, that I don't think many people really cared about Lucas Oil Champions until they changed the format. They really didn't. Like you would say, oh, this is so and so, and they were last year's Lucas Oil champion, but outside of that, like no one really cared
because it's the moment.
Right.
It's that moment. That's the moment. That's the Super Bowl. That's where the two best or the four best collide.
But
Boom.
I love
One
the
man
change.
wins.
That was my thing with NASCAR back in the day. Was the Cup Series is different, right? The Winston Cup Championship was over the whole year. That was fine. I did like the chase for the Cup, where it was the points reset, 10 races, you race it out those final 10 races. I like that. I think that's a good balance. What I don't like is what NASCAR is doing now, where it keeps narrowing down, and then they have a final four race like Lucas did last year. But I kind of had a thought that, like, okay, if they're trying this, they might try to expand it a little bit, and that's exactly what they did. So, I think I like that. I'm excited for that, and like I said, I think the parity in both the series is going to be a little bit better this year for those. Then in the more, the closer future, whatever that word is.
I don't hate you, iRacing Chef. So you know.
I don't hate iRacing Chef. Am I supposed to look at my messages?
No, they're just.
I'm talking about chat. I don't really read chat too much whenever we're doing the podcast.
I try to.
If there's something that really jumps out at me.
Like, okay, I'm not gonna say JD, Ricky, and Bobby Pierce's name again. Toxic Racer, all right? That's just a given.
Bloomer?
All right. Bloomer?
One thing that is...
Bloomer's going to win.
I don't think Bloomer's going to win it.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I will say this. I really, really miss Bloomer being at the track.
Dude,
just him being there. Just him being there.
Bloomer.
That was...
GOAT,
that,
in my opinion.
It
I
just...
Him. Like, he was...
Having him there is just so much better. Having him there is so much better.
He's an icon.
He
is. And he could just do what he's been doing for like years and just show up and say he's gonna.
You gotta get
just show up to the racetrack and just not even race. But like that's fine. We love the drama that him not even racing. We just like him being there.
He doesn't have to even run good. Just have Bloomer there, man. Like Bloomer's got to be there for just the entertainment value, you know.
Yeah, and like I just want Bloomer to win a heat race in Eldora again or something like that.
Yeah, like
just
you
so
did
I can hear
in
the
2022.
booze. I love the booze, like, and I know he's like, he always embraced them and stuff like that. That's what I personally love Scott. My whole growing up, he was my idol.
I wasn't a Billy. Look at your car.
I know. I was never a Billy Moyer fan. It's been Scott since I've been born.
You know what I saw today?
Dad used to race with them back in 97. 98.
Ooh, that's really close
99.
to what I was just about to mention. You know what I saw?
I have a Tampa series. My dad raced in it.
I just saw today.
Raced on the road with them.
Today, I saw a YouTube video that someone had uploaded yesterday, and it was a full 3.5, 4 hour footage of the Have a Tampa series at Cedar Lake for the USA Nationals. And guess who went quick time? Scott Bloomquist. Those cars look so different back then.
Hey, if you watch closely, you could probably see your dad racing that race.
I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I watched qualifying.
Race, but he raced it. He was at that race.
It was a really cool trip back in time to watch that video because.
So that was really cool. I don't know. I guess it's a little off topic, but it's still real racing. But whenever my dad actually used to race full time back in the day. Ooh, voice crack.
I love
from
those.
About 98. 97 and 2000, and he stopped whenever he had me, is what he did. But he raced the Have a Tampa series, and the Have a Tampa series was actually really cool. It was actually pretty much World Outlaws and Lucas Oil combined. And they went to like Bristol, and that's when they did Bristol and Dirt and all that stuff. And the Have Tampa series was like really cool at the time. And
they were
that was the thing.
Pretty southeast based series.
Pretty much for the most part. I mean, they raced all over from New York to like I forget like South Dakota, North Dakota. They raced up there too, and
yeah, Knowles Race Parts and Buddies. That's one of the sponsors on my car. Jody Knowles, not Jody. Yeah. Not Jody. What's his name?
Jody drives one right now.
Yeah, it's Jake's dad. I always forget his name. Either way, Jake Knowles' dad raced in the Have Tampa series back then as well. Ronnie Johnson, one of my favorite drivers, was in there back then. He was teammates with Bloomer.
Oh, Marshall Green was in that.
Skip Arp, I think. Like a lot of the old Moyer, of course.
Ray Cook.
Yeah, Ray Cook. Ray Cook was in there.
He was good in the name. Donnie Moran.
Mm-hmm. It was just cool. It was just cool to see the video today. Like to really, you could see flashes. You could see flashes of what you see today, but they were at the early stages of it. They were at the early stages of it. They were the early stages of it. There was a couple of cars that were toying with the left rear coming up. You know what I mean? Like there was a couple of them that were doing it, but they were getting too tired. They couldn't quite figure out the roll of it or whatever. And it was neat to see like this is where it kind of was starting to form into what we have today. Wade Knowles, there we go. Yeah, Wade. Wade was in the Have Tampa series and he was really good too. He's in the Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame. But yeah, that was a really cool video. I don't know if y'all look it up, it was Earl Pearson Jr. was at that race. He didn't actually qualify all that well, but y'all look that video up on YouTube. It should, if you just look up 1999 Have Tampa Cedar Lake, you should be able to pull it up. It's only got a couple hundred views right now. It was only uploaded like a couple of days ago, but it was really.
They're cool races.
It was just like
Dan Sleeper. It was back in the day. He was really good. That was one of my dad's really good friends.
And Shannon Babb was there as well.
Oh yeah, he was back in the day. The old Rayburns.
He must have been a youngin' at the time.
Yeah, that was right when he got into it. Yeah. Or not into it. That was right whenever he was starting to travel a lot, I should say.
That video was just a blast from the past because it was like it was almost like watching a flow racing broadcast, but like from 1999. And it was cut a little bit, like, you know, between each drivers and everything, but like, it was so cool to just watch the cars pull out onto the track and take their laps, and they're screaming down the straightaways, and then they back her down way much.
Those cars are still fast. Like,
yeah,
you really think about it, they're really not that.
They were hitting 14.2s.
It's still same times we run today, like as close, not far off.
Yeah, it's
like if honestly, if we were that much faster to this today, I mean, there's more track records that are more based off of right now, but the old track records aren't far off.
No, they're not.
You know what I mean?
And I think a lot of it is because they were still finding ways to get power to the ground. It's just they hadn't really gotten the cornering down as perfect. But at the same time, they still had that probably up close to 900 horsepower back then. Yeah. Building motors hasn't changed that much since 1999. It's the suspension.
Ain't much you can change.
And the aero.
You know?
Right. Yeah. So it was a cool little video, and I suggest y'all go watch it if you want a little nostalgia trip there. Monday night we've got. What are you talking about? What are you blabbering about over there?
I just saw Charles Schwartz was a ripper from Chase Hardy. He was in it, but then you had Dwayne Hommel. That's whenever he was in there too. But yeah, Monday night we go to. I don't know.
Anyways, Monday night we got. We have round 3 for NWRA Supers at Knoxville. We already talked about that a little bit, but I'm very much looking forward to. I love Knoxville. We love Knoxville.
I'm feeling like I'm getting primed up a little bit driving wise. I'm taking a weekend off, spending it with the girl.
Okay.
You know, gotta make sure she's happy, because if she ain't happy, no one's happy.
Matty Ice wants to know if Kiefer is coming to run the Hell Tour in Arkansas.
Yeah, I saw that today. I told Dad, I was like, we're going down there.
Boy.
I'd like to. It's not a guarantee, but we plan on running a lot more A-Mod races this year, traveling a lot more, and going to pretty much a lot more adventurous trips and not racing as much local, I guess you would say, which is sad to say, but
Hey, you gotta travel,
I'm gonna be
man.
we're gonna be living, chasing some checks
Chasing
and
checks, baby.
having some fun.
And then, so then we got also on Monday night. We'll be wrapping up as NWRA is starting is the Sprint Car Pro Series round number 9, the penultimate round at Eldora. God, I love Eldora, even though it's not the best track on iRacing. I love Eldora. I can't wait. I'm going to be going there hopefully this year for the World 100. But the sprint cars are going there for the penultimate round. Ryan Avila's got, I think, a 5-point lead.
Can you just say the 9th round?
The penultimate round. It means the next to last round. It doesn't mean the 9th, you squirrel.
I thought Pent was like 9.
I actually may be completely wrong. Anyways,
know?
They're going to Eldora. Who? I mean, what do you think? Round number 9 at Eldora. Any predictions for that one? What about a prediction? How about we back it up? What about a prediction for Knoxville? You said you had a prediction that you wanted to share with the podcast.
I'm running the top 5 in Knoxville.
Really?
Yeah. I'm tired of messing around.
Tired of fucking around, huh? We ain't come here to fuck around.
I'm running good next week, all right? I'm running good. Top 5 is like mandatory.
Yeah.
Not mandatory. It's just I'm gonna be missing a week. I only have 1 drop week, and I need to start really looking forward if I'm.
You have 2 drop
points.
weeks. So you're saying you miss 1, so that leaves you with 1.
I have 1
actual drop. I gotcha.
So I just need to look at my points nights in order and start getting some good runs and starting to get feeling a little bit better on the drive and figuring out the car a little bit better. I've spent way too much time on this thing lately. I've been testing before I go to work.
What?
Yeah.
No way. I think Prime Kiefer's back, baby.
I've been grinding.
What's that? What's that that Blimp tells you? What's Blimp tell you? You got to grind it.
Yeah. Blimp pissed me off the other night. I love Blimp. Blimp's
Blimp pissed you off?
If Blimp's listening, I love you.
He was in here.
But yeah, he irritated me the other night.
How?
So
you don't want to get into it? This is the Plum Wild Podcast, man. We got to air it out.
It's kind of like it happened last time. He said last time in Pro Series, and then we go to I-55. I stepped on it, qualified pole, ran third. Prime keeps coming. All right.
Okay. All right. Okay. I want to. If we're throwing out predictions, I love Knoxville. I'm gonna predict the top 3, maybe even a dub out of the old 5 camp.
Dude, if we're racing for each other, you're not winning. I'm telling you right now, I'm beating you.
Oh, no way, brother. No
way.
I
am beating you.
No.
Yeah. That's literally okay, Chad.
You know how much I'm gonna practice for this deal, and I'm still gonna outrun your ass?
You know how much I'm gonna practice for this deal?
It sounds like you've already practiced a lot. That's all.
I'm not gonna be able. I'm not practicing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I know you ain't practicing.
I'm not. We're going. I think me and Hannah are planning on going to see a movie.
I had to build. I had to work on some setups. Right. That's what I had to do.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
Talent.
Yeah. You probably should spend more
time.
The talent
on that was lacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The setup's good. The driver's lacking.
Like kind of what we always talk about and what I talk about all the time. Consistency.
Yeah. I think that's what I need to practice a little bit before going into Knoxville is qualifying a little bit, because that kind of set me back last week. And I think I did get a little bit of qualifying practice for Lernerville, and I was able to qualify third. So I think, I think, in between.
I think we actually, before Lernerville, we were in that. I think we were in a
We were in a session for a while, just making laps.
We were just fucking around with each other.
But it helped, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were full tilt. Yeah, we were full tilt throw sliders. Like,
oh, I love them.
That were just, out of proportions.
Dude.
I mean, never should have been
curveball, no change up, just straight fucking gas.
Whenever it's like, that's what I like. Like me and Nathan join. Like, if we there is nothing being learned. There's a lot being learned, but there's we just go. We just get in the car and we just drive. We're starting side by side and we just full sends, no F skimming, and we don't even touch each other really. Besides very little contact, and it's awesome.
It's so much fun.
I think that's all the practice you need in the mud, and you'd probably be pretty good, honestly.
We need to
Just make like
set one of
30.
those sessions up.
We can just set up like a 30-lap session. That's all we need. 30 laps against each other.
Yeah, because you don't want to make too many laps, in my opinion. I think me and Hannah are going to go see a movie this weekend, and I don't know which one. Here's the thing. I messaged Hannah today, and I was like, hey, she's my wife, right? And I was like, hey, Hannah, can I take you on a date this weekend? Being the good husband, right? And I was like, how about dinner and a movie? And I was like, Friday night. And she was like, what movie? And I was like, I don't know. I was looking at the movies. And she was like, that's kind of wild because I was going to ask you if you wanted to go on a date with me on Sunday because my favorite movie of all time, Interstellar, is in the flashback cinema thing that they do at our local theater, and they're playing it on Sunday. So there's a good possibility that we go to see two movies.
Kenzie won't even watch it with me, dude.
Dude, force her to do it.
That's what she's like.
It's the best movie.
She's like, it's so typical for a man to say that. I was like, what? Just because me and Nathan both like it doesn't mean.
Dude, Interstellar is amazing, and I'm super excited to watch it.
Can't drive Kiefer? That's true.
Yep, that's his nickname.
That's why.
Put it on the spoiler.
I've been in the pink drink. That's why I've been in the pink tree class.
Do you want to give a shout out? You got a new rap. You got a new rap, didn't you?
I was gonna mention that earlier, and I got totally sidetracked.
You're welcome. You're welcome,
thank
Cody.
You. I did get a new rap. I got purple. I've been wanting to add some flavor into the rap game. Cody Williams helped me out. We got a new sick Plum Wild Podcast rap.
Mm-hmm.
Finally I added some more pizzazz to it. Got some purple.
And wouldn't you know who's mad about it that you got a new rap that hasn't had a PC and hasn't been on iRacing in like a year?
Mario Perez, dude.
Perez still finds a way to get pissed off about it. I had to find a new picture guy. I went to Clayton Davies. Mario's mad. I'm like, Mario, you quit on me. Like, what am I supposed to do?
He doesn't even have a PC, dude.
You don't even have a PC. This guy still finds a way to get mad at you a year later.
I offered to give him my old PC, and he's like, no, I don't even want it. I was like, all right.
I don't get it. Anyways, you got anything else, Keith?
No. Okay, the last thing I gotta do the little send off. Last thing I do want to say don't judge my pink drink, right? My pink drink. You don't even know. You don't even want to know. Pink drink won Nathan a race.
I'll tell you, like I've said it before. I just want to reiterate it. Pink drink is still the baddest fucking setup I've ever driven in my life. Pink drink won me a 7,400 top split pro qualifier race at Cedar Lake with the worst spoiler damage you could get, and I still won it. And I don't think
faster than the majority of them.
I don't think I've ever driven a faster setup. That thing was so fast. Anyways, what were you gonna say? You said you had one thing to say.
Yeah, just don't judge the pink drink, right?
That was it.
I'm in the lab. I'm just in the lab. Yeah.
He's in the lab.
He said pink drink sessions.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's cooking up the pink drink. All right, dude, let's do a send off here. This has been a long episode.
Dude, I was looking on my bed the other day. I had to put another support in the bed. Bed frame's little. They were starting to.
Yeah, it's from the front flips, buddy. It ain't from anything else. Here we go. Oh, he takes the shoes off. Oh, I feel like that one didn't get as much rotation. Is he dead?
That hurt.
Oh, yeah? Oh, boy. You, put your headset back on. You didn't get as much rotation that time. I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, that one hurt, though.
Yeah?
I don't know what happened. My legs got caught. Well, I'm also in jeans.
Are you okay?
I hurt my neck, but it's okay.
Yeah?
I'll just have Mackenzie rub it for me this weekend.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's all we've...
I'll make chat send me bits later.
They're going to go to me.
Oh.
I think that's all we've got for this episode of the Plum Wild Podcast. Thanks again to Connor New for joining us tonight. And thank you all for tuning in to another episode. Thanks to Matjoulis-Seay Speedshop for sponsoring another episode. Don't forget to use code PLUMWILD for 15% off at checkout. For myself and Damian Kiefer, we'll see y'all right back here in the next one.